What is going on? Savage here. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I hope that Warzone's treating you well. I am off on my honeymoon right now, so this video is pre-recorded. I don't know if things have changed in Warzone. If they have, sorry I'm late in the news, but if they haven't, then we're good to go. Anyway, in this video, we're gonna be covering some random squads. Now, my last couple squads video have been pretty popular. People really have been enjoying watching teamwork and analyzing different teamwork. And honestly, I'm a quads player, I'm a duos player, I'm a trios player. I'm not much of a solos anymore. I've kind of retired from solos just because it's really camping and just got boring to me. So I love going over teamwork when it comes to team-based gameplay. But in this video, we will be covering teamwork, positioning, different sensitivity settings. I know we talked about it in previous videos, but I really want to keep beating that into y'all's head, as well as when to push, when not to push, and target prioritizing. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do so. Also leave a like on this video. Let's get this video to 700 likes. Also, don't forget to join our Discord. You guys are tired of playing the randoms and you want to actually meet players who actually use their thumbs. Make sure you join our Discord. A lot of people have been getting together and finding some permanent groups and pulling out a lot of wins. So be a part of that community. The Discord link will be in the description below. But again, the purpose of this video series is to help everybody improve at Warzone. At the end of the day, the whole point of this game is to have fun, right? And I'm not saying getting one kill, have fun with that. I'm saying you want to improve, you want to get more kills, you want to get more wins, and in return, have more fun. And that's why I made this video series. I feel like a lot of people just didn't really comprehend the whole strategic part of this game. A lot of people get into Warzone, they assume this is just a run and gunning game, but it couldn't be more far from the opposite. But anyway, guys, let's dive into the gameplay. All right, here we are spectating Rowdy Beetle, and I noticed that nobody's going for the intel flag. The intel flag really doesn't give you that much money, but why not go ahead and pick it up and utilize it? And then maybe, I don't know, pick up a bounty or some other things. Why just let an objective sit there? I don't know, maybe there's enemies nearby, who knows? But regardless, grab the flag and go get your loot. You have more than enough money to get a loadout stash and even a UAV and a bounty. Then you can play aggressive right off the rip. I actually like dropping here. This has been one of my favorite areas to drop as of recent, mostly because the bounties are plentiful and there's really not that many people here. Of course, if I'm going for a hot drop and stuff, this is definitely not the spot for it. But if I'm just having a laid back day or playing with viewers or just playing with some friends and not really wanting to try hard, this is a nice spot to get a slow start just before you get into the rhythm. All right, so I've skipped 3 minutes ahead. They've already got the flag and still haven't gotten their loadout. Now, I tell you guys, and I try to stress to you guys, get your loadout drop as fast as possible. If you want to wait for the free loadout drop and get UAVs, that's fine too. But spend your money. We've been spectating this game for a total of 3.5 minutes now, and no one's bought anything. There are 3 guys sitting in one building looting God knows what. Our boy here, Rowdy, is still looting as well. At this point, you don't need the little bitty tit for tat loot. You've got ammunition, you've got a gas mask, you've got a satchel, you've got 9 grand. What are you looking for? Your priority right now needs to be to spend that money, because if you get pushed by a team that's rocking Graws, decked out Origins, the Car 98, and the list goes on, you're gonna get absolutely fucking shit on. Absolutely shit on. But Rowdy Beetle still not with the times. His team has marked to go to the buy station. His team is at the buy station, and Beetle is just still doing this little bit of looting. I don't understand it. All right, here we are now, 4 minutes into the match. Only 30 seconds has gone by since we last spectated Rowdy Beetle, and he's finally got his loadout. Thank God. Maybe. Okay, it took him a long time to decide what loadout. Guys, before you dive into Warzone, prioritize your loadouts and remember what loadout is what. You guys want to have your Warzone loadouts at the top. That way you can pick it fast, because if there would have been anybody nearby, that would have been an easy kill for anyone. All right, let's look at the circle and see where we need to go. This is probably my favorite part of all my videos, is talking about circle prediction, talking about rotations, and angles to push. Now, it's still pretty early on in the game to kind of decide where the circle is going to be. But again, just guessing, and let's see if I'm right, but just guessing, you notice that the circles are actually pretty centered, right? This one almost went center of the map. This one was almost perfectly center of that. Normally, they won't always stay like that, but you can kind of guess that the end circle is going to finish somewhere around this area. Probably train station, if I had to guess. I may be wrong. Regardless of that fact, I'd be willing to bet $100 that the circle does not finish anywhere on this side of the ravine or aqueduct or whatever you guys want to call it, just because only 25% of the next circle is going to be in there. And also, who the hell wants to be downtown, right? So guessing that the circle is going to end here, you have 2 options. One, you can dig yourself in the middle of that and start hunting bounties and clearing out over there, which is what I would do. Or 2, you can get some bounties and clear out on the edge. A lot of people talk about doing a pinwheel motion around the edge of the circle. A lot of people like to sit on the edge, but honestly, different situations dictate different strategies. I would avoid the edge of the circle rotations at this point because one, the edge of the next circle is stadium and downtown. You guys know me. If you guys know my videos, I highly recommend staying out of downtown or stadium to get kills. Even if you have a bounty on the enemy, if the enemies are camping on rooftops, that's going to prolong the fights, and the fight's just going to take forever. I would find a way to work myself into this part of the map. Now, one of my favorite areas and favorite rotations of this game is Boneyard. I love working Boneyard, working my way up to Storage Town, working Storage Town, working my way to Airport, working Airport, working my way to Super, and then coming back to here, and then going train station last. Granted, if the circle shifts somewhere different, that plan will be bust, but regardless, I like to work this area. It's probably one of my favorite areas to work. This and Military and Quarry. So let's see what these guys do. Again, you need to start worrying about somehow getting safe. That way you can avoid fighting in downtown. Now, somebody asked in my comments the other day, said, Savage, you always talk about how ADSing and scanning is bad, but what about for sniping and what about for long range fights? When it comes to ADSing, like this guy's doing right here, I'm okay with that. You want to be able to see what's in the window. So ADS and look real quick and then un-ADS. You don't want to just stay ADS on it, because if another teammate's in another building, you're blinding yourself, right? Your field of view goes from 120 or 100 or 90 or 80 or whatever you're using to only like 10 degrees, right? So you're only able to see this. So you know an enemy's in here, but what about his 3 teammates? What about those guys? What about other teams, right? So you're putting yourself in a position to be blinded from the other degrees, right? So I always avoid hard scoping. This is considered hard scoping. Don't hard scope. Even if you're not using a scope, even if you're using, you know, a 2X or a red dot, just try limiting the amount of times you ADS to look for targets. And again, I wouldn't be against him ADSing on the window and then just scanning and holding and looking, and then ADSing on the window again, and then scanning and holding and looking, and then ADSing again. That's fine. You can bounce your ADSs, but don't just sit there and hold, because it's not going to work out for you at all. All right, here we are spectating Leo, and I noticed that there's actually a flag being done right here. And I'll show you why in a second. All right, if you notice the yellow beam, that means they're doing the flag objective, right? So there's somebody in that house. I'm glad the teammate pinged them, because these guys weren't really paying attention. So now they all know that they're in the house. So a good way to push a building is from multiple sides. The last thing you want to do when you push a building is all going through the same way, especially with Origin being broken right now, because you'll get picked off one at a time, and you'll make the fight really easy for the enemy team. So you guys need to enter the building at multiple angles. I like the fact that green, that's not going to make it. I like the fact that green and orange are pushing one way and blue and purple are pushing the other. Granted, your teammate's already gotten a fight and he's already downed and executed somebody. So that means he's already in the building. So in return, instead of just throwing C4 in the window, maybe push in there with him and help him. Also, notice how he backed away from the house and is just staring at the windows. What happens if the enemy peeks out the window? You're probably going to die, because at least the enemy's got walls to protect himself. So if you get shot at, he just sidesteps. You get shot at, where are you going to sidestep to? So stop putting yourselves in positions when you're trying to look at upstairs windows and you're just out in middle nowhere. I would have hugged the wall over here to his right or something. There's definitely different ways to play this. This is not the play. All right, so it was 1 kill and it was team wiped. So I guess they're good to go. Don't really know what Killicali's doing. All right, so they got their ghost class and we're back to spectating Rowdy Beetle, who, all right, okay. Look, if you're having to cross to safety, which is exactly what they're gonna have to do, don't scope. There's no reason to be looking at anything. What are you gonna do? Shoot at them? Oh yeah, go ahead and reveal your position as you're having to cross open with no cover. That's a great idea. Don't do this, guys. There's no reason. Get safe with your teammates. Once you're safe, then you can start looking for fights, right? All right, there's an ATV coming up on the mini map right now, and he's going towards your team, and he's coming to you. You have C4? There we go. All right. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory too. All right, looks like this team wants to go for flag objectives, though. They want to keep getting the next circle location, and I'm down with that. I love games like that. Again, some of my highest kill games have been from doing flags. Granted, you don't want to just do flags. You want to do bounties and use UAVs and push enemies as well to make the game more fun, but flags are a great way to try to figure out where you want to get positioned at. I've lost a lot of games to teams who have done flags and just got the right spot at the end of the game, and it was impossible to contest them because we had to push over to them out in the open because we didn't know where the final circle was, and they did. I never noticed before that the buy station actually has 2 of the emblems tatted on the box. I didn't know that. Just useless information. We have enemy team here. We have an enemy here. We have enemy team there. And I want you guys to notice right now, purple and yellow are just doing their own thing, right? But blue is going towards the flag and green is going elsewhere. You're downtown, guys. This is not the time to split, especially when you're so low on kills. Now, some teams can split into 2s. I love splitting into 2s, but this team is not the team for that. So, guys, if you're not confident in your gunplay, if you don't think you can 2v4 or 2v8 the map, don't run away from each other. Stay together. Because right now they're getting separated. I don't know what's about to happen, but it's not going to be good. Y'all just called in a UAV, so why would you call in a UAV and just sit where you're at? What's the point of calling a UAV if you're not going to utilize it? All right, so now these 3 together, and green is off by himself because I'm assuming he's not paying attention. Now again, I don't really. Now again, you need to push the fight fast. You know there's an enemy sitting right here. There's an enemy sitting right next to you guys, and you're aimed at the roof. What the hell are you doing? Don't aim at the guys. Stay focused on the immediate target. Stop looking for fights when you're literally avoiding a fight with a guy next to you. Being an efficient sniper is not somebody who can just down somebody over and over again. It's being able to help your teammate out in fights, right? But the UAV just ran out. Y'all wasted that $4 grand, and now you've lost the team. Also want to mention the fact that green, I don't know what Killer Cali's doing, but he's just doing his own thing. But he's sitting on $8,300. Leo's sitting on $5,100. And, oh, is he stuck? And Fee Volley is sitting on $2,600. This is for sure a newer player. There's no argument with that one, right? He's a level 115, which doesn't really say much because you can get leveled up multiplayer, but he's a newer player. And I'm not making fun of him, but I just want to emphasize the importance of avoiding what he's doing. Again, there's no reason to ADS when you're looking at something. You don't need to have that extra zoom. You really don't. The only time you want to ADS is when you're shooting at a target or you're trying to wait for a target to peek a window or around a corner or things like that. You don't just want to scan. You don't just want to sit in the open, ADS, and scan for the enemies. All right, we just went ahead and skipped like 6 minutes, but I'm not gonna lie. This team right here just definitely hasn't really done much to teach us anything. I'm gonna be honest, but we're gonna try to thug it out and hopefully get some in-game content. Here we are in a position where Rowdy Beetle is sitting on the ledge. Guys, avoid sitting on ledges like this. He's super tunnel vision on the immediate threat, right? But you have stadium in front of you. You have skyscrapers all around you. If anyone even has their eyes open, they're going to shoot you and kill you. So this is a very bad spot. There's no reason for you to be up here anyway. Even if you aim down to shoot at the guy, there's a high probability you're going to fall off. And again, your team's separated from you. You need to find a way to get back to your team. If you're going to sit on roofs, okay, but at least do it with your team. Because if you get downed, then your teammate has to bail off the roof, leave his position to come res you, and now you're in a 2v2 situation. And then if both of you guys die, now it's a 2v4 for the rest of the game. So stop being a selfish teammate, stay with your team, work together, start utilizing your comms. Granted, this could be a complete random group of people who've never played together before. All right, so here's... I love that he wants to look at this teammate dying, but 2 of your teammates went down. Something had gone on up there, right? Favo got a kill. Favo got 2 executes. So now you're sitting in a situation where it could be a 3v2 up there still. You need to start working your way to your teammates. If you see your teammates go down, don't just stare at them. There's no reason for that. What are the odds the enemy's going to jump up on this ledge and just stare at you and start dancing? 0. So you need to get off this roof, go to the zip line up, and try to help your teammate out. But judging by his movement, I can tell this is probably... he's a very new player. So I'm gonna try to keep the trolling to a minimum. All right, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I want to give you guys good videos with lessons to teach. There's really nothing you can teach from that one. Just don't stand still and don't heartbeat everything and don't watch your team die. We went ahead and skipped about 10 minutes of gameplay. I'm not even lying. Nothing I could teach. So we went ahead and skipped ahead. Here we are spectating Killer Cali, who's the last person on that team. And he really isn't in a better boat right there. I don't know what build he's got, bro. Look at this gun. I don't know what build he's got. It's got to be a blueprint, I would imagine. It's got to be a blueprint. But look, now we're in game. Now we have buildings to rotate and navigate downtown. Downtown endings are a bitch no matter what. Ooh. Guys, if you see a guy who's got high ground. Oh, yeah, GG. You see a guy on high ground and you don't have good position, don't shoot at him if you can't get the kill. That guy was about to finish climbing the ladder and get to the roof, and he shot at him last second. Even if that team wouldn't have killed him, the other guy would have, regardless. But again, as I was saying before, I hate downtown endings, but if you play them correctly and if you get to the high ground, you get to the better position, these endings can be really painless. Sometimes you get super screwed in these downtown endings, and sometimes it's the easiest win of your life. It really just depends on your position and the RNG of the circle. All right, let's talk about this fight and what I would like this team to do. If you would look at the map real quick, you notice that orange and green are already in this building watching the courtyard, right? You don't want to push out too soon. I wouldn't push out yet at all. But what I would do is send orange and blue around the right side of this building, which orange already looks like he's doing. And then I would have him and blue clear the courtyard from that area. So they would come in from the right side. If there was a team inside courtyard and they got in a fight, purple and green could then open the door and get a whole different angle on that team and shoot them. And the reason why I say I would wait for that team to wrap around before I would peek is so that y'all can start shooting at the enemy at the same time. Granted, there might not be an enemy there. There's only 3 enemy teams left. That's a lot of enemy teams, actually. There may be nobody in courtyard, but just on the chance there is, make sure you guys are pushing the fight together. All right, so what I definitely wouldn't recommend you guys do is funnel up in one area. Also, I would not do this play either. If you wrap around this side of the screen, if you wrap around this side of downtown, you're putting yourself out in the open because all you're going to have is a wall to protect you. So if anyone's on the skyscraper, you have no way to fight them. You have 0 way to fight them. Now, if you do come this way, your only option at that point is to push that building and get the high ground and hopefully win the fight. So since blue's revealed your position, I would work my way back to a different angle because they're going to be watching you. And as soon as you peek around, they're going to shoot you in the face. So smart play on them getting their angle back. And just like I said, blue is pinging that there's enemies right there. If 2 of you guys would have wrapped around the right side, y'all could easily get these kills. Now, I like this position better because you have a lot of cover. You have tents, you have courtyard, you have a lot of stuff you can do. You could push that building. Again, another reason why I always recommend concussions. That way you and your teammates could go in there, spam concussions, and get easy quad kill. Easy quad kill. His sensitivity is so high. All right. He's going to assume there's 1 in there. There may be more in there, and there is, and he's going to die. Don't ever rely on the heartbeat, guys. That's another reason why I say to put the heartbeat away and not use it. If you want to, that's fine. It's a good tool if you're using it correctly. But he saw 1 bleep. He thought it was 1 person left, and he paid the ultimate price. I knew there was more than 1 person in there, bro. Look at the teams. There's so many people left. Knowing when and when not to push is drastic. He pushed because he saw in the heartbeat 1 blip, and he assumed wrong. And it cost him his life. All right, here we are spectating Joey. Oh, no. Guys on the roof. Oh, no. GG, bro. He needs to work his way in a corner somehow. The guy's bailing off behind him. I think he's just going to push the fight. It's a 3v1. All right, good job not trying to go for the execute. You want to fight it. Don't turn your back on the enemy. This isn't multiplayer. You don't get shot in Warzone and survive it by turning your back to the enemy. You've got to challenge the enemy. If you can reposition, but he was trying to run to the wall that was 10, 12 feet away from him and vault over it. I'm assuming that was his play. He should have just played that wall by the stairs and gotten another down. You have the origin shotgun. You had him in close quarter situation. That would have been a nice opportunity. Granted, it was a 1v3. The odds of getting all 3 down and executed is very slim, but it would have been a better shot than turning your back on the enemy and trying to run to the other side of the wall. Thank you for watching. If you learned anything new, please let me know what it was in the comment section below. Let me know if I'm actually hitting on all cylinders or if maybe I'm missing a beat. So let me know. And if you did learn something, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you did learn anything, just subscribe anyway. And leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 700 likes. But guys, y'all have a good one and good luck in Warzone. Guys, again, thank y'all for watching. I really hope you're learning some things from these videos. If you did, make sure you check out 2 of my favorite videos. And also, again, as always, subscribe by hitting the button below. Y'all have a good one and keep on improving.